What's up guys, Ruppy here, welcoming you to my Week 11 battle for the Breejex Battle Royale, where my Columbus Swoo faced off against the New Orleans Saint Snow, coached by Olivia-Sama. And unfortunately, same scenario here as my previous video, my Week 10 battle against Mid. Plain and simple, I was kind of a bit rushed on prep to some degree, kind of went into this game in a somewhat off mindset, despite the fact that I did my best to try to hide it admittedly, and I mean, anyone who listens to my commentary for the games and doesn't think that anything's off, well, I guess apparently I did a very good job of hiding it. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but same deal. I was going to record a team builder for this and kind of got behind on that and don't really remember what I prepped everything for, so I want to get this video up so I can be all caught up, so we are just doing this little short prep where I have my poker pace on the screen. You can see what I did bring, and we will shortly be getting into the battle to figure out whether or not it worked. Again, update video in the upper right hand corner of the screen if you click that card, just so you guys are caught up on exactly what went down and why I'm so behind on uploads and where my head has been at the past few weeks, to say the least. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into my Week 11 game, shall we? Alright, it is battle time, and do or die time for my Columbus Swoo. Can we pull this off against Olivia and her New Orleans Saint Snow, and be able to turn our season around and salvage our playoff hopes? Let's find out, shall we? Alrighty, so she brought Trapinch. Interesting. Obstagoon, Celebi. I was not surprised to see the Comfey. I had a feeling that thing was going to come just because of Hawlucha, Rotom Fan, and Melmetal. So no Melodic actually puts me a little at ease. I'm really curious about Trapinch, though. No Terrakions actually a bit of a surprise, too. Granted, I know Neopert and Grassy Glide kind of just destroys that. So I guess it's not that surprising, but I figured she would have still brought it anyway, just to try to get around some of my other things. Not gonna lie, I'm content with leading Neopert here. Worst case scenario, I can U-turn out on a bad matchup. Best case scenario, I can potentially Grassy Glide something into Oblivion right out of the gate. So let's go ahead and do just that. I think a straightforward approach right out of the gate might be the best way to play this. Good luck, have fun, Liv. And let's see if my Swoo can somehow salvage our season. It's gonna take some work, but we might still be able to pull this off. But we need to shake off the funk from the past few weeks, to put it mildly. She's gonna lead with the Rotom, which to some degree doesn't surprise me. So my Grassy Surge is gonna be set up. I could knock off, but I really don't want to be eating unnecessary Air Slash. Then again, I would not put it past her to Volt Switch out, expecting me to switch. So, in that regard, I think I'm actually willing to risk the U-turn and see how this plays out. She goes for Air Slash right out of the gate. Okay, then. And that does a ton. Yikes. So, I'm gonna get some nice chip off with this U-turn. That is definitely a benefit. And honestly, I think I see a really good idea to send Entrapta in. Because I could easily get behind a sub. Rotom is not breaking Entrapta's subs. And then we start setting up and going to town from there. So I see no leftover, so I would not be surprised if this thing is Boots. Rotom is her only defogger from... Well, Actually, does Comfey get it? I honestly don't remember off the top of my head if Comfey gets Defog now. I know Rotom gets Defog, and I would not put it past her to have this thing be her designated Defogger. So she's going to Air Slash, which Entrapped is just going to eat up. And she's going to flinch me. So, the flinch kind of sucks, but the Air Slash honestly does nothing between the terrain and the leftovers. I'm going to try and set up a sub again. Because sooner or later, the Air Slash flinches are going to stop. I'll be able to get safely behind my... Oh, now she's going to T-Bolt. So, little more damage. I don't think T-Bolts will be able to break my subs either, honestly. So I should be in a pretty good spot at this point. To be able to start setting up iron defenses and then go from there. It should take her... This T-Bolt should not break my sub, considering Magnezone resists. Yep, we are golden on that front. So that is an iron defense I'm going to set up, and we are... Entrapped is ready to start putting in some work here. I am really content with this. Getting all my lost HP back from the terrain and the and my leftovers. I'm going to click sub again, because I would not put it past her to T-Bolt me again to try to break this sub. Nope, she's going to Volt Switch out this time. So if she does a Volt Switch, that should break my sub. And indeed it does. So subbing again was definitely the smart call, because that allows me to immediately get back behind a sub. And then, pending what she brings in, I can threaten it. Melmetal, if it's Bandit, let's see, that is Celebi. Which is fine with me. I'm going to get right back behind my sub. That's another turn of leftovers and grassy terrain recovery to offset that. I'm pretty sure my terrain wears off this turn. So she's still going to have to break my sub. I would not put it past her to do so, but this does allow me a free shot off on the Celebi in the meantime. So I'm going to go ahead and Flash Cannon and do some big damage to this thing. Since my body press is not doing as much. There's the Earth Power. So, good to know Celebi has that. It's of no surprise just because of the fact I have Entrapta. But that's fine. I'll be able to get lefties back. I'll be able to fire off this Flash Cannon. Take a chunk out of the Celebi, which is leftovers, actually. On that roll, I want to say this is a bulkier Celebi, maybe? I still don't want to be taking an Earth Power, though. So, to that degree, I'm going to send Empathy out. It's a little risky sending Neopert out in case she calls that and doesn't Earth Power. Because if she can use my terrain against me, that could be a problem. She's going to Earth Power again. Fair enough. I am AV, so I can take that fairly nicely. And if this thing is a more defensive one, that's packing, Alright. So... Mystical Fire is the obvious play here, and... Honestly, I've got no problem going for it. I wouldn't think she would risk a switch into Obstagoon, because I've got no reason to go for a Psychic on something that resists it. She goes into Melmetal, which is actually what I am actually perfectly fine with that. If I can pop this thing with Mystical Fire, take a huge chunk out of this thing. And you know what? I'm willing to gamble a bit. I did dump a ton of speed EVs into the Hatterene, specifically to try to speed creep a Melmetal, trying to potentially speed creep Hatterene. So I'm willing to gamble a bit. And see if this Mystical Fire can take out Melmetal, because if Melmetal is gone... Yup, I am able to outspeed. That is actually perfect. And it lives on one. Oh, dear. I'm so sorry, Hat. I am so sorry. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. And Melmetal's Life Orb, so we end up trading. I would have preferred to come out of that with Hat still intact, but Melmetal's gone, so I can't really complain. On that note, I'm going to send out Prodigy. Because Prodigy's Scarf, I can definitely work around whatever she wants to send in on me. I could see Rotom Fan expecting me to try to bring Rillaboom back in to, since it's a safe switch in. Nope, it's going to be the Trapinch. So that is actually fine. This thing is no doubt Arena Trap. I do not want to be eating an Earthquake from this thing. No two ways about that. I can easily just U-turn out to get out of Arena Trap, though. So I'm not too concerned about that. Pop this thing with some damage, chip away at it a bit, and then go from there. So Libero is going to make me a Bug type. I'm going to be able to pop this Trapinch for some decent damage, even through... Are you not Eviolite? Hang on a sec. Hang on. You're not Eviolite. And I don't think you have a lot of physical bulk either. I'm going into Cabo Ladder. This thing not being Eviolite is actually really interesting as she goes for the Earthquake, which I know Drud can take. Didn't take that as well as I thought I would. Are you more offensive? I think this thing's designed to be a more offensive Trapinch, to be perfectly honest. She's not Eviolite, though. I'm going to go ahead and get my rocks up, because I see no reason not to. I mean, Trapinch, I'm pretty sure I can actually pick off with a Dragon Claw, and I can definitely take another EQ, even if this thing is more offensive. If Raboot's U-turn did that much, I want to say I have a chance of... Okay, so there goes Trapinch, which is perfectly fine. And I am not surprised to see Rotom Fan out here. If this thing is defogged, then... Well, I will find out shortly. So I'm going to get Leftovers back. Air Slash, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. I want to say the last move is defog. I'm going to go ahead and Dragon Claw for damage, though. Just to start chipping away at this thing. Will-O-Wisp! Okay, so that kind of sucks. Having my Dragon burned. I can still wear things down, though. It's not that big a deal. But if Rotom Fan doesn't have defog... I'm gonna look something up quick. You know what? I'm gonna go Gunk Shot, because I can see her Volt switching out into Comfey. And then go from there. Nope, she's gonna go for Air Slash. And flinch me. Okay, so Comfey does get defog. I just wanted to double check that, because it feels weird Rotom not having it, but at the same time... I'm gonna Gunk Shot again, in case she does switch into Comfey, predicting a D-Claw. Otherwise... Worst... I mean, I could also get a Poison off the Gunk Shot, potentially. Or I could just flinch again. There is that as well. There is always that. I'm just going to collect Dragon Claw, because her next hit should take me out. And as much as I hate to, Drud was primarily to kind of tend to tend to Melmetal, which is off the table. I really don't feel comfortable switching into Entrapta because I would rather Entrapta not be burned so I can still pull Body Press shenanigans potentially. So, in that respect... I'm gonna send Prodigy out. Because I should be able to threaten this thing. I should be able to threaten this thing with a Flare Blitz, if nothing else. So I'm just going to go ahead and go straight for the Flare Blitz. Comfey, I don't think, wants to take it. Celebi's going to get flattened by it. Nope, she's going to stay in. So Flare Blitz does a ton to this thing, which I will certainly take. She's going to T-Bolt. Raboot's going to live. And I'm just going to go ahead and just go full steam ahead with Flare Blitz. It'll take Rotom out, and Raboot should live the recoil if she doesn't switch. Yeah, she's just going to let Rotom go. Which is perfectly fine with me, honestly. So Prodigy's still here. Prodigy's still kicking. The downside of this, she does go into Trapinch. I am kind of trapped into Flare Blitz because I'm Scarfed. But, given how much I did with U-Turn, I think a Flare Blitz would actually kill Trapinch, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if I end up trading there. Yep, she's gonna go back into Trapinch. Which is perfectly fine. If this thing doesn't have Eviolite, I'm pretty sure she's got Arena Trap, so I'm kind of stuck with Flare Blitz, so we're just gonna go ahead full steam on the first impression. Right, this thing gets that. Okay, so could have been better, but not the worst thing in the world. Because this honestly feels like a free switch into Neopert to start building this thing back up. And I am all for that, honestly. This trap, even if this Trapinch was Eviolite, it'd be history if I go for Grassy Glide. Her first impression's already been burned. If she goes into Celebi, which I would not be surprised if she did. Let me see something real quick here. How I want to play this. Oh yeah, I'm banded, so I should be able to U-turn out on this thing. It will kill Trapinch. It kills Celebi if it'll destroy Celebi if that thing comes in. Nope, she's gonna let Trapinch go down, which I will take. I'm gonna send out the Ruin. Because I really would not be surprised to see Celebi come in right about now, and Celebi is just a problem in general. I might be able to kind of take this thing on, actually. We'll see how it plays. If she goes into... I mean, I wouldn't think she'd go into Comfey, considering I have a Poison type sitting right in front here. She goes Obstagoon. Fair enough. Slightly regretting not really having, No, you know what? I'm gonna get an Acid Armor up. Because I have it. And any chance I can get to weaken how much... She's gonna knock off my Black Sludge, which sucks. But it's fine. She's Life Orb! Okay, that changes things a little bit. That changes the complexion of this a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if she was still Guts, though. I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb, because I think it's the best thing I've got to hit this thing with. She's gonna knock off again, which is fine. I can definitely take that. I'll be able to smack this thing with a Sludge Bomb. Get some decent damage. I do get the Poison. So, if she is Guts and actually has Facade, that's actually a little bad. But that's fine. I think we can deal with this. I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb again. I see no reason not to. Nope, she's got Double Edge. Which I definitely take much better than a Facade. And that's gonna be the end of Obstagoon. I do not mind that in the slightest. So Obstagoon is off the table. I'm pretty sure Celebi comes in at this point, though. I can't see Celebi not coming in here. Because there is no way Tentacruel is surviving anything else. I mean, if her Comfey has Psychic, maybe? Yeah, I figured Celebi was coming in. No two ways about that. I'm just gonna click Sludge Bomb and kind of let, actually, this is kind of a problem, I now realize. She's just gonna go for Psychic. Which, fair play. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that's probably gonna do it. Because unless this is a more defensive Celebi that doesn't have a whole lot of speed investments. Yeah. Pretty sure that's the end of the line. I'm gonna go back into Neopert anyway. Just in case. I'm sure a defensive Celebi would still be... Yeah, I don't have much else in the way of options here. Pretty sure that's going to be ball game. Unfortunately, I try my best. I'm going to click Grassy Glide because, I mean, why not at this point? Because I seriously doubt outspeed it. She goes into Comfey. Interesting. So, I don't get the kill, which kind of sucks. But the fact that she switched was actually really interesting. Does she really not think she can outspeed? Is she not Speedy V? Does she not think she can outspeed my Rillaboom? I'm going Entrapta, though. I have no reason not to go Entrapta here. I know I can pick Comfey off, but honestly, I think going to Entrapta is my best play, because Comfey should not be able to touch me. Yeah, she goes Draining Kiss. Because I threatened this thing 8 ways from Sunday with a Flash Cannon. You know what? I'm gonna get behind a sub. I mean, I know I probably should pop Celebi with a flat... Yeah, I figured the switch to Celebi was coming. I probably should have just tried to pop this thing with a Flash Cannon right here and now. But, it is what it is. I'm not living in Earth Power regardless, since Earth Power is not affected by terrain. But, if I can put Celebi... with this Flash Cannon, if I can put Celebi in a range where Grassy Glide kills it, Rillaboom may still steal this for me. Rillaboom may still be able to steal this one for me, but I need enough damage on Celebi for Grassy Glide to do the job. So, if she's a more bulky Celebi, I'm just gonna click Flash Cannon. I would need this thing to be around... maybe under 35%, potentially, for this to work. Don't know if this Flash Cannon will get me there, but we are going to go full steam ahead anyway and give it a shot. There goes my sub. I'm going to fire off this Flash Cannon. I think between the terrain and the leftovers, it's going to put her out of range. So, here's an interesting mind game. How much HP does Neopard have right now? It is at 45. That's 26%. If I call it... This is where I might be able to somehow still steal this. Well, maybe not the more I think about it, but... How many turns of terrain do I have left? This is my last turn, so actually that might actually not... I'm just going to stay in Flash Cannon. I want to see if she... I'm expecting the Earth Power. Yeah, she goes Earth Power. Which is fine. So, I guess now we will find out exactly what kind of Celebi this is. I may still have a chance? There goes the terrain. I needed the terrain, so... I kind of figured it was a bit of an iffy chance anyway. I am really curious if this Celebi is actually... That is actually really interesting to me if this Celebi actually does 9 outspeed, because I mean, the Switch would have done it anyway, but... Well, we're gonna Grassy Glide and find out exactly what kind of Celebi this is. If it's not a bulkier one, I may actually be able to pull this off pending the roll. So here we go. It's a bulkier one. There's the Psychic, and that's gonna be ball game. GG, Liv. And I hate to say it, guys, but I'm pretty sure that's going to do it for my Swoo's playoff hopes. I really needed this win. No, I don't... Even with a bunch of help in the middle of the mess that is the playoff picture, I really don't think it's going to help me, even if I somehow win next week. So, it is what it is. My losing streak continues. You hate to see it, and admittedly a lot of it is on me for the past several weeks and where my head is at, where my head's been at. This was probably not a good time to have agreed to do BBR in retrospect, even though I could have not known a whole bunch of stuff was going to happen beforehand. But it's all on me. It is what it is. GG again, Liv. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been Ruppy, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.